hang on, I gotta go, like, text Mrs. Dave and tell her that I just said Tony Curtis is attacking a potato. And violently, too, I might add. Hey, you guys, Dave from the Wee Hours here, back with some more of RimWorld, where it's a very, very exciting time here in our little blood cult. Nicole's turned up. We're not really sure who Nicole is. She's a leathery stranger, and whenever a leathery stranger approaches me on the street and says, hey, can I hang out in your house for a while? I immediately say yes, and that's what we've done for Nicole here. We've immediately said, yes, please join our colony, leathery stranger. Nicole, bring me back up to speed a little bit here, because it's been a couple of days since I played this. Who exactly are you, and what exactly are you good at? You're a waster. Okay, so you're aggressive, you're immune to toxic pollution, almost impervious to disease, you can ingest as much psychite as you can. Great, well, we're like, we're okay with that, Nicole. If you just want to hang out and do drugs, that's totally cool. You're terrible at virtually everything. I'm kind of regretting my choices now. You're not good at anything at all. You love cooking, but you're terrible at it because you've got a poor cooking gene. You're into artistic, but you're terrible at it. You can basically talk to people. That's about it. You've got a degree of competence in knowing what intellectual things are. We might just sort of chain you to a research desk at some point. You're also a pyromaniac. Oh, that reminds me, half the map is on fire. Yeah, just in case you're getting caught up here. There's a massive fire over here. We've put out the important parts. We put out the parts that were near our house, and we're just going to ignore that fire. We're just going to say that fire is somebody else's problem. Largely the trees and bushes, it's going to be their problem. And Mila's over here doing some things. Mila, what are you into? You're making some stone blocks. That's fantastic. Oh, and of course there's Omar. If you haven't met Omar, he's our prisoner. We've taken him prisoner. I believe we have, in fact, we have converted you to our cause. You're wicked into vampires now. You just love vampires. And we're working on recruiting you. It's going to take a while. Resistance 12.4 on that. It's going to take a while, but we will get you on our side eventually. And my freezer is broken, which is unfortunate because I've got a lot of human meat here. See, we're basically chill with cannibalism. Like, yeah, if you want to eat a person, that's cool. If you don't want to eat a person, that's cool too. But we're basically okay with cannibalism. So another raid came by and, well, we killed them. And then we said, hey, you know what? There's perfectly good food right there, but I do need to repair my freezer. Otherwise, the good human meat is going to go bad. Mila, you're no longer fleeing fire. That was like yesterday's event there. And we could get a priest going on for our ideology, our little vampire cult here. I'm kind of thinking Whitehead in that direction, but we'll make that choice as time goes by. Now, what I am going to need is another bedroom. Nicole, come back to me here. Let's also discuss some other things about you. Because you have body mastery, you don't eat, you don't sleep, and you don't care about comfort. You just go non-stop all the time. Oh, by the way, Nicole, I'm pretty convinced you're going to betray me at some point and just have some complete freak out, but how are you doing right now? All you have right now is a psychite dependency. Okay, so you need psychite. Well, we are technically growing some. There's nothing we can do with it. We have no idea what to do with it, but we are technically growing some. I think with Nicole on board, let's start to get some research going on here. Because, Nicole, you're not great at research, but you're not great at anything, period. You're just terrible. I'm not entirely sure why I asked you to join this colony, except for the fact that I will take any warm body at this point. So let's get a simple research bench. You're telling me I'm going to have to make it out of steel. I'd prefer not to. We do have a lot of trees scheduled to be cut down. Hey, Nicole, now that you're on board, oh, wow, you have a plant skill of 0. It's going to take you like a game day to chop a single tree down, isn't it, kid? Mining skill of 0. You're just awful, Nicole. You're not good, kid. It's not really going to work out here, except the fact that you can go non-stop. That part is pretty good. How about we do something dumb with Nicole? No, don't do something dumb right away. You're only like a couple minutes into the video, dude. Why don't you do something dumb later? People are expecting it. Let's go ahead and get that research desk up and running here. So a simple research bench. I guess build it out of steel. I prefer not to waste the steel if I could afford it. I know it's going to have bad temperature. I understand it's going to have bad temperature. It's 103 degrees out. It's very, very hot out. Let's get a chair going up here. So yeah, nice comfortable steel work chair. That's going to be awesome. Okay, everyone go back to what you were doing, which was all terrible. Whitehead, what are you off to go do? You're feeding human meat to Omar. Good move. Because Omar's okay with that now. Omar's like, yeah, I'll eat some human meat. I'd prefer if you cooked it, but if you don't, that's cool too. Hey, Nicole, but before you do that, is there any chance you can repair that, please? Because I would love to, like, not have our human meat go bad. It's pretty much the only food we've got right now. Speaking of which, who's on hunting duty these days? Largely Whitehead, because although Mila's got that throw spine thing, I mean, I actually have to actively do that. I can just send Whiteout out to hunt things. And Nicole, you can technically shoot a thing. Do I have any weapons left? I do. Actually, Nicole, what do you have to go do? Oh, you're already into it. All right, cool. You're already into some hunting. Nicole is just going to go shoot a yak. Nicole's first hour on base. Hey, you know what, guys? I got that yak. I'm just going to go grab that yak real quick. I don't need to eat or sleep or anything like that. I'm going to go get a yak for you. Hey, Whitehead, now you're feeding human meat to Omar. That's fine. Mila's eating raw human meat. Just somebody's arm. Just grab that out of the freezer. The freezer's back on now, right? Yeah, it's 96 degrees in here. Oh, God, it's so warm in the freezer. Take this down a little bit more. Yeah, -10 is the target temperature. Sure, we'll give it a shot. People have heat stroke. We need a pen. No, we don't. We're going to kill that turkey. That turkey is targeted for demolition. We need batteries. There's a fire. Yeah, there's pretty much always a fire. This fire I see is spreading. So the fire that was somebody else's problem is now kind of inching towards us here, isn't it? Now, Mila does not want to fight fires because she's a vampire. She's like, I will fight the fire, but I'm going to be wicked scared of it. I'd be like, no, please don't make me fight the fire. I'm a vampire. I'm not really good with fire. Really, that's mummies, but, same kind of principle here. Nicole, you're still hunting the yak. Yeah, you should probably work on that because we have basically no food at this point. So, that. Did I actually set up a bill in here? Technically, yes. Technically, there's a bill to actually craft some food, but I don't think we're moving on it very quickly. Whitehead, you're doing components. That is really, really handy. I do need components in here. We need kind of like... Okay, we got to address the fire, guys. Guys, we have to address the fire here. Okay, we're going to have to... Oh, right, yeah, you're a pyromaniac. I have 2 pyromaniacs on board. This colony is going to burn to the ground, isn't it? Yeah, now you're out. Mila's like, no, I'm scared of fire. I don't want to fight the fire. But she'll be back in a sec. It's okay. It's fine. She'll be back momentarily to fight the fire. Yeah, Mila is no longer fleeing the fire. Now Mila is fleeing the fire again. Hey, Nicole, remember how, like, you're wicked into psychite? The psychite field might burn. It's entirely possible the psychite field might burn. I mean, in the interim, I suppose I could just... I don't think I'd cut all the plants around this that quickly. I don't think anyone's going to move that quickly. The fire will spread faster than they could cut the plants. I could try and create a little fire break here. But I think we're just going to have to do the best we can and hope that... Wow, that's a big fire. Boy, that sure is a big fire. Yep, I've seen some fires in my time. That's one of the bigger ones that I've seen there. Yes, I know there's a critical alert fire. I'm aware there's a critical alert fire. Yes, Mila, here's the gig. Don't bother telling me when you're fleeing the fire. I'm just going to assume that you're going to occasionally flee the fire. And go, I don't want to be near fire anymore. Hey, Nicole, you also will not fight fire, so... Yeah, I guess just keep going on the yak thing. You're going to literally do that forever until you get the yak, because you don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't do anything. That's wicked handy. Whitehead, what are you up to these days? You're consuming human meat, and we don't have any power. Okay, is there a problem with our thingamajiggies here? Nope, no trees in the way. Be great if we could get that generator up and running. That's what I needed those components for. But no, Whitehead is going to just consume a human arm, leg, torso, whatever. Just going to chow down on that. I see we've got a yak. Does anyone want to maybe... I know you hated eating raw meat. I get it. Do you maybe want to prioritize food? Because we got some power back, so we could maybe cook some things, Whitehead, and then you wouldn't have to eat raw human meat. I'm just offering that as a suggestion to you. You could cut up the yak. I mean, Nicole's been working very, very hard on the yak issue. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't eat. She's just hunting yak for eternity, Whitehead. So maybe you could help out by butchering the yak, and then we'd have yak meat. I know it's not as tasty as human meat. Hey, Whitehead, now that you're done with that, could you maybe prioritize cooking at the stove? If nothing else, I'd like to keep this food marginally fresh. It's technically refrigerated at this point, so that will last a little bit longer. Yeah, it's still going to spoil pretty soon, though, isn't it? It sure is. Mila, how scared are you of things? Oh yeah, it's totally burning the psychite now. It's wicked burning the psychite. Hey, Mila, the one person in my colony who is scared of fire, and also, ironically, the only person in the colony who will put out a fire. Yep, Mila's fleeing the fire. This is going to be a long process, isn't it, Mila? This is just going to take a wicked long time. Maybe. I'm trying to think about how much time I want to invest trying to make a fire break versus how much time do I want to invest trying to put out the fire. Which one is going to take less time? Because if I targeted all of these plants, like here and then over here, that would hopefully create a bit of a fire break so it wouldn't burn down my wooden base. You know, the base that's made entirely of wood that I put up, made out of wood. Because I didn't have anything else. What do you want me to do? Wood is what we started with. Nicole and Whitehead are just blissfully don't care about the fire. No interest in the fire. You've made some meals. Why don't I just let you finish that one? Nicole's humping in another yak here. Nicole, you're doing great work already. You're terrible, but you're doing great work in this regard. Okay, Whitehead, why don't you stop doing that and just go about your business here? Yeah, you're going to go pray. I would too. I would pray that your bedroom doesn't burn down, because that's a very real thing that's going to happen. Mila, are you fleeing the fire right now? No, you're beating the fire out. You're back to fire duty. If I said prioritize cutting the grass to try and create a bit of a fire break, we're going to lose the psychite. There's no question of that. If I said just sort of keep... No. I know you hate fire. Yeah, I fire bad, yes. Again, Mila, it's really more of a mummy thing than anything else. If you could prioritize this and sort of like ignore the fire. Just be like, I'm going to pretend the fire doesn't exist. No, really like prioritize this, Mila. I'm going to have to micromanage you a little bit. We're just going to try as best as we possibly can. No, prioritize that to create a bit of a fire break where there isn't anything to burn. That would be the ideal. Yeah, cut that. At least grass cuts really quickly. So get that one. And then try and get this one. Don't sweat the fire. I'm taking you off fire duty right now, Mila. This bush apparently takes a really long time to cut down. We're going to lose the psychite. I will learn to cope with that information. I mean, Nicole's not going to be crazy about it, honestly, because Nicole loves the drugs. No, stop it, Mila. Mila. Okay, just pay attention to me. In many ways, not all the ways, but not all the ways, really. But in many ways, I'm trying to help you with your fear of fire, which is, again, really more of a mummy thing or possibly a zombie thing. Vampires, I mean, look, Mila, at the end of the day, basically everyone's afraid of fire. You know, Mila, you're looking at me like I have weaknesses. If somebody stabs me in the heart with a stake, a wooden stake, I will die. I got news for you, kid. If somebody stabs me in the heart with a wooden stake, I will die. So when you're saying to me, Mila, I'm scared of fire because fire will burn me, Mila, I'm scared of fire because fire will burn me. Your weaknesses are everybody's weaknesses. You're scared of running water because you'll drown. Yes, so will everyone. Mila, vampire weaknesses are everybody's weakness, okay? You are every man and every woman. That was a song. I think it was Whitney Houston. I'm not really sure. It might have been Aretha Franklin. Okay, couple more pieces, Mila. Couple more pieces. Thank you very much. Sorry, I had to just take a breath there, really. Mila, the fire is consuming my thought process here. However, it is at least now finally raining. Okay, Mila, you go do Mila at this point. You go do Mila. You know what? We're fine now. The fire will go out. That's... Mila, I know you struggle with basic concepts like the fact that a wooden stake through the heart will kill literally everyone. But here's a concept. Water puts out fire, and it's like water right now. It's water day here in the old RimWorld. It's water day. Don't even sweat it, Mila. Just go about your business. You're doing great work. I know you're the only person who can in fact put out the fire. Great job, Mila. Great job. That was far more of a crisis than it really needed to be. There's still a few fires out here, and I'm going to, again, optimistically designate those as somebody else's problem. Wow, that just burned like a quarter of the map. That took out everything. Good thing we've still got another, 3/4 of the map going on here. Mila, why don't you just take a break? Maybe have a snooze or something, because you're all messed up. You ate raw food. Yeah, well, yaks take time to cook. It's an awful barracks. It won't be for long. We'll get that back to being like two separate bedrooms there. You'd love to have the priest role in the colony here. Okay. We will work on that. Mila, I see you're favoring raw food. Are you taking... Oh, you're cooking. Oh, fantastic. That's a great idea. Okay, so we know Mila fled fire many, 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 many times. No problem. Got it. Under control. Where is everyone else? Nicole's still hunting yaks. Good, great. You know what? If that's all you do all day is bring in food, Nicole, that's not too bad. And Whitehead is over doing components. Good. I do need some components because I want my backup generator going. And it does have components. We put the components in. We just haven't built it. Okay, who's on like numero uno constructionizing? That would be Whitehead, because Whitehead basically does everything around here. Whitehead, how do you feel about being a priest? Would you be like into that? You're like Priest Whitehead, His Royal Highness Father Holy Whitehead. Holy Whitehead. I kind of like that. You know what? I think you're going to be our priest around here. It's certainly not going to be Nicole. She's got her whole day devoted to hunting yak, as indeed do many of us. Mila doing some cooking, good. You're broadly, well, actually, you're not broadly terrible. You've got a skill in that. I was thinking, this sounds insane, but look at what channel you're watching. Nicole is terrible at cooking, but really loves it. So we'll get better at it much, much faster. We've just got to kind of defeat that poor cooking gene of -4. I mean, she's technically got a learned level of 5. She's actually a decent cook. She's just genetically can't cook. I don't know. Maybe she drops things on the floor. Nicole, I see you've just wandered in while I was talking about you. You're praying. Again, that's a perfectly justifiable response to the colony you wandered into. Now that the fire crisis is over, can we maybe get back to working on some kind of bedroom for Nicole? Because she's going to get fussy. Oh, no, too late. There's a Toxoid crew. Okay. All right, we've dealt with raids before. Raids exist. Raids happen. Where are you guys gonna hang out? You are gonna hang out way up there. There's the one of you, and you got a knife. Okay, great. So basically, naked guy with a knife again. That's fine. I can cope with that. If everyone could just kind of like chill before the raid, just kind of get yourself back up to speed. There, you're consuming a simple meal. What's the temp in here? 29. Great, good. Nice and frozen. That's excellent. Even though it's 94 outside, that's very, very warm. Hey, Omar, Nicole, I know you're praying. Could you refill that passive cooler? There's some wood right there. Just, make Omar a little bit happier, even though Omar will never prison break, right? Yeah, you're a wimp and you're delicate and got all sorts of things wrong with you and your genes that mean you will never, ever, dead calm. You will never prison break. But that doesn't mean you have to be tortured, Omar. You can have a little vague sort of cool room here. Whitehead's going to bed. Again, good idea. Nicole's off for some more yak, I would assume. Here's the problem with that, Nicole. There's a raid, and dude is like well, actually, I say he's up in that area. He's not really up in that area at all. No, he's basically fine. I'm going to wait for Gray to come to us and just kind of give everyone a chance to mellow out after the fire. Because that took a lot out of Mila. Let's be honest here. That took a lot out of Mila. And you are still pretty sad about life. Yeah. If we could get that priest thing done, that would at least remove -5 out of here. Mila, why did you just get happier? Did you have something to eat? Probably. And Whitehead, what's your gig? Okay, you ate raw food. Well, that's kind of on you, kid, isn't it? You could have cooked it. No one asked you to eat raw food. No one said, hey, Whitehead, you can only eat raw food. We're like, no, there's perfectly good cooked food there if you want to go ahead and cook it. Nicole, I know you're wicked hip on the yak hunting thing. I've never seen anyone more devoted to yak hunting. But could you come back here? Because that raid's probably going to pop off pretty soon, and we'll want to kind of be in the neighborhood, won't we, Nicole? You could just swing back there with the rifle. I love your yak hunting. Your yak hunting is just a wonder to behold. Wow, a lot of components over here. Not a lot of steel, though. I mean, there's good chunks down here. We'll get to those eventually, but not a lot right away. I want to get into the idea of digging into the mountain because these guys want to be underground. They don't like the bright light. What with the vampire thing. Now, Mila, in your defense, I will say that is one weakness that you have that I don't. the whole sunlight thing. I can go out in sunlight. I may not like it, and often I'll wear a hat because, you know, the sun is kind of stupid. But I do not have that weakness. I will not burn to a crisp. Actually, I kind of will, Mila, honestly. I sunburn very, very easily, Mila. You know what? I take it back, Mila. I also have that weakness. I have a weakness to bright sun. I sunburn very, very easily. Mrs. Dave makes me wear like SPF 4009 or something because I just go up like a match, Mila. So you know what? That sort of monologue I'm having with you, Mila, I'd like to say conversation, but you don't really talk back. I just kind of pretend that you do in my mind. We're just going to ignore that. I have the exact same weakness you do. Let's, Nicole, if I take you off draft, you going to go back to yak hunting? Yep, sure are. Nicole just loves the yak murder. Oh, just get a yak in her sights and she is off and running. How soon can I shoot a yak? Is basically what Nicole wakes up with every day. If she woke up, which she doesn't because she doesn't go to sleep. I really want to put you on mining. Because having a mining person who would never sleep and eat or anything, you will never stop. Do you have, like... You don't care about comfort, but do you care about recreation? You do care about recreation. So eventually you're going to have to sort of take a break. I don't know, play some horseshoes or pray, I would. But no, you don't really care about anything comfort related, which is fantastic. Mila, what are you into? You're cooking 4 simple meals. Oh, hang on, the crew are back. Nicole, can you swing back here out of your yak hunting duties? And also Mila and also Whitehead, I'm going to have to wake you up because you're the only other armed person here. Although we've learned that Mila's little teleport jump ability, long jump ability, plus throwing pieces of her own bone at people works out great. That is a showstopper. I mean, you jump at somebody and launch your spine at them, they stop cold and often dead. Just not live anymore. Just complete lack of living on their part. So Mila, where's your long jump? Okay, very soon, very soon, very soon. Okay, pause. And this guy's moving pretty quick, so why don't you long jump to here? Okay, so get ready. Long jump. Okay, and stop. Well, land, and then stop. And then do your piercing spine right at that guy. Oh, a little out of range, Okay, long jump. Boy, this guy's moving fast. Do you have some sort of trait for that? Why are you moving so quickly? You're an undergrounder. Okay. But no particular trait that says, I move like lightning. Wow, you're good at mining. Wouldn't mind taking you alive. Mila, let's get back to your jumping and bone throwing thing. Okay, good. Now, we're right in range. Right in range. Okay, and shoot your spine at him. And spine shooting. Okay, maybe the spine shooting didn't go as well. All right, well, just hit him with a sword. Hit him with a sword. Hit him more with a sword. Like, the more... Okay, Nicole, you've got to be in range of this guy right now. Just shoot him. Mila, let's throw our spine at somebody again. And spine shooting. Okay, he's dead. Yay. All right. Everybody off duty. Mila, how banged up are you from that? I mean, you can't die. Well, you can, but not from this nonsense. However, you are pretty badly banged up. That's not nothing. Okay, well, everybody back to work, and also free food. So, Whitehead, could you go ahead and haul Gray? Nicole, you just go back to the yaks. Just dive back into some more yak murder. You can't keep this kid off a good yak murder. 1 yak, 1 rifle, and Nicole is having a great day. You'll probably, actually, saying that, you're going to boost your combat skill really, really quickly. Where are you at with that now? Yeah, you've actually already gone up 1. I'm pretty sure you started at 3. Yeah, and look, 192 out of 5,000. You must have just ticked up. Hey, Whitehead, fun idea. Why don't we... No, don't consume him. Why don't we butcher Gray, and then we could eat Gray, because we have a lot of meat here. So how about we move things on a little bit faster? We're cool with cannibalism. We may as well get ahead and do it. And then actually, no, we're not resting right now. We're going to make some more meals. Okay? Make some more meals. It'll go off less fast. Slower would be the word you're looking for there, Dave. Slower. Less fast. Another word for that might be slower. Mila. Okay, hang on. Everyone's going to break down. Whitehead, you know when I said that you were going to cook some meals? You are. You totally are. Okay, just finish those ones. Put them in the freezer. Okay, Whitehead, come here. Just stop doing what you're doing. Could you please prioritize tending to Mila? Wait, Nicole's on it? You sure about that? I mean, that's fine. You're terrible at it. But that's basically okay right now. You may as well build up a little skill, because I'm not worried about Mila is gonna die. Quite the contrary, Mila is technically deathless. Now, believe me, I can find some ways to kill off Mila. But technically deathless, so what you're just gonna have is it's gonna take Mila longer to recover because the level of care will be terrible. So it's probably gonna take ages for Mila to get back up and running, but that's fine. If you actually do some medical, see, Mila's already up and running. Mila loved this. Mila's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm a vampire. I have many, many weaknesses, which are also everybody else's weaknesses, but I'm pretty strong in the grand scheme of things. Mila's gonna have some blood. Great. That's like literally your thing, kid. I could coagulate myself. Should I do that? Oh, you are. Never mind. Mila's tending to Mila. Mila's got this covered. You know what, Mila? I'm gonna let Mila be Mila. And is somebody feeding Omar, by the way? Yeah, broadly, you have eaten somewhat recently, I guess. Sort of. Nicole, yeah, you can talk to people. Why don't you convince Omar here that he should join the crew? Because I need literally anyone to do that. Wow, 11.9 to 11.2. It'll take a while. Alright, here's what we're going to do in the interim. I'm just going to put down any sleeping spot right here. Sorry, Nicole. Wait a minute. Dave, you said like 27 times Nicole doesn't need to sleep. Deconstruct that. There's absolutely no need of that. She, in fact, does not sleep. Put that zone back there. Really? Another fire? Haven't we done fire today? I feel we've covered fire. Game? I feel we've covered the fire thing. In that we've had fires. A big one. It burned a lot of my drugs. Nicole's going to be very sad about that. Well, it's raining. This'll be okay. Over the long haul, this will be okay. I need people to kind of not be in crisis mode. No fires, no raids, no nothing. Could we just get back to some basic things like constructing the things that I need to have constructed? Nicole's bringing in another yak. Yep, Nicole's got the yak thing covered. I tell you what, I've never had a better yak murderer in RimWorld than Nicole. Nicole is the supreme... Wow, she just keeps going. She's terrible, but she never stops. You could argue she never stops being terrible, but she's going to get better. Yeah, she's knocked him down a full point in a very short period of time. Nicole, what do I have you prioritized to do? I know you're terrible, but now I'm feeling you're less terrible. You know what? You can keep on the doctor thing. That's okay. You keep on the doctor thing. Unless it's a crisis, unless it's something very, very serious. But for basic medical care, ooh, the generator's going in good. For basic medical care, you can go ahead and do that. You'll get a little bit better as time goes on. Let's put you on 2 wardening, and we're going to take Mila off of that, so Mila can prioritize other things. You're prioritized on crafting right now. I don't think we've actually accomplished anything at all in that regard, because we've been busy in crisis mode, but we've got some blocks. Some blocks are happening. And apparently Nicole has run out of yaks to murder and is getting on with some construction. Good. Yeah, you're terrible, but you're building a basic wooden floor. There's only so bad it can be. You'll botch it a few times, but I don't care. You just redo it. You'll get slightly better. But yeah, you know what, Nicole? Not a bad idea if you keep working on the whole wardening thing. In fact, should I maybe wardening? Alright, Whitehead is much better at this, and therefore will convince Omar more quickly, but I need Whitehead to be doing other things. So Mila's fully healed. That's awesome. Nicole, you might be far more interesting than I thought you were. This not sleeping, not eating thing. Hang on, there's vagabonds. Well, there's a typical Monday. What's your problem? 3 desperate refugees. Oh, it's a refugee quest. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay. So refugees are going to turn up. And they're like, oh my god, we're fleeing our area. Can we totally hang with you guys for a day? And I'm going to be like, yeah or no. So, ya means I get a bunch of free labor. And boy, do I need that right now. A bunch of free labor. Na means they go away. No harm, no foul. The only problem is, there's a chance they could betray me and just turn on me and try to murder me. Oh. Okay. I can put a lot of this together. There's 3 of them. And a child. Wait, 3 and a child. No, 3 including a child, Dave. Read things more carefully. So 2 adults and a child. Okay, I can totally take out a child if the child betrays me. I can drop kick a 4-year-old. That's no problem. 2 adults. And it's William Faulkner, apparently. I'm sorry, I haven't actually read any William Faulkner, but I'm just assuming this is William Faulkner because that's the only person called Faulkner. And they want to hang there for 13 days. I can't not turn this down because the free labor alone is worth it. However, I have no means to make these people happy. That's the problem. And the happier I can make them quickly, this is just my experience with refugee quests. Sometimes they're going to betray you for no reason, but my opinion, and this has no basis in fact, this is just my observations from playing a whole bunch of RimWorld, is that we can make them very happy, they're going to be less likely to betray us, which makes a degree of real-world sense. I mean, if I came over to your house, I'm like, dude, I'm fleeing, I don't know, an oppressive something. I'm probably being oppressed by something, or repressed by something, one way or the other. Can I hang at your house? And you're like, yeah, that's cool, dude, if you do some work around here. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'll, mow your lawn or something, or whatever. But then when I got there, you gave me no good food, and my clothes were in rags, and you didn't offer to lend me, a jacket or anything, and you made me sleep on the floor, I'd be like, wow, I regret my choice in coming over here. Maybe what I should do instead is kill this guy and take his house. So you see, there is real-world applications here. But I have no means to make these people happy. But I could. Okay. As I'm saying that like I'm leading up to some sort of big statement, what I'm really doing is thinking inside my own head. And that's a very, very deep, dark hole. So sometimes it takes a while to get out of there. I don't want to strain my power more than I need to. So I'm going to put up just a hand tailor bench. Okay, just a regular hand tailor bench. And we will put up... Because here's what's going to happen. They are going to show up and all of their clothes are terrible. It's the first thing. Once I accept that, you're going to see tattered clothing ×3 pop up here. Keep that quest active, by the way. I've got to accept it. I have to. Okay, slam it into pause mode. Slam it into pause mode. I need to assess everything. No, I said pause mode, Nicole. I know you don't pause. I get that. You don't pause. Nicole does not pause. But I do. Okay? I do. Nicole, just chill. You're feeding Omar. That's fantastic. While I'm in pause mode, Mila, what are you doing? You're hauling a yak ×62. Oh, you're right there. You're right in front of me. Cool. Could you actually refuel that? Because then we can get our power up and running. So let's see who the refugees are here. Faulkner, again, William Faulkner, Tony Curtis, and this kid. Right. What exactly is it that you do around here? So William Faulkner, ooh, wow, okay, you're not bad. You got nothing going on up here, but down here you got some good stuff going on. Crafting of 7, medical of 13, intellectual of 14. All right, how about Tony Curtis here? Not completely horrible construction skills. Some plant skills, some social. And how about the kid? You're good at petting a cat, and that's about it. You're 10. You're not really going to be good at many things except petting a cat. Again, very real world there. William Faulkner, and again, these people don't believe in what we believe in either. Boys are going to be a shock when they're eating human meat and being led by a vampire. They're going to be like, we're not into this. Okay, let's start to prioritize you. This is not what I thought was going to happen today, but, hey, here's RimWorld. So, obviously, William Faulkner can be #1 doctorizer for a start. Everyone needs to be #1 on putting out fires and going to the bed if you're injured, and then staying there. So, William Faulkner, you were actually pretty good. You're okay at crafting. Congratulations, you're going to make your own clothing. All right, so... I'm going to put you at 1 on tailoring, 2 on everything else. We don't even have the research bench up yet. I will cross that bridge when I come to it. Because, geez, if I put Nicole on nothing but research, she would literally stay there all day, all night, doing research. It'd be like I'd have 3 researchers going. I should take breaks occasionally for recreation, but not that long. Tony Curtis, the spy. You're into childcare. Well, if you got to take care of the kid, take care of the kid, but I'm not really worried otherwise. You actually could do some wardening. That's not a bad idea. You're all being taken off hunting, by the way. I don't want any of you armed. The next thing we're going to do is strip you of any weapons. How about... You're not great at construction, but how about you were like number 2... What's your mining? Congratulations, you're my lead miner now. Whitehead, back off of that. I need you to be a little bit more of an all-rounder, if you could. Tony Curtis, the spy. Oh, and the kid. The kid is going to be a number 1 miner. Yeah, I'm sending miners down to be miners. I know, right? Like, this stuff just writes itself. The miner is going to be a miner. You see what I did there? Because it's 2 different versions of the word miner. They're spelled differently, by the way. Okay, never mind. Let's get, yeah, the kid is going to... I don't even want to try and pronounce that name. It's just the kid. It's like Prince. The kid is going to be my numero uno miner. And we're going to start to plan that out. So what I need first is somebody to prioritize building that. Let me just check that again. So Whitehead's asleep. I hesitate to wake you up, but I'm kind of going to, frankly. Could you please prioritize working at that bench? I know, you didn't want to get up, but here we are. Oh, P.S., by the way, nobody gets a weapon. Just so we're clear. Drop your weapon, and drop your weapon. As the kid armed? Yep, kid's armed with a knife. Cool. Drop your weapon. Yeah, see, all their clothes are garbage. And indeed, what we have here is tattered apparel times 3. I usually hope for a refugee quest later in the game when I've got a bunch of spare clothing, and then they come in and I play dress up with them, and they're fine. The next thing they're going to need is clearly somewhere to sleep. How am I going to make that happen? Whitehead, how do you feel about having some roommates, if you will? And also, I'd like to get these trees cut down. But I'd like to have a bunch of wood that's not on fire. So who's into that? That's primarily Mila. Okay, be number 1 on all of this again, Mila. I know you were number 1 before. Now you're number 1 again. Faulkner, right into some stone cutting. No surprise. If there's one thing we know about William Faulkner, he loved cutting stone. Bench is up. Okay, so here's what I need. Let's see, we've got 2 adults and a kid. So I need the basics. Pants, primarily pants. Let's just do until you have 3 for right now. I don't need a lot of pants flying around the place. And then same thing with a basic shirt. So do that until you have 3. We should have a bunch of not only yak leather, but human leather. We're going to be making a bunch of this out of human skin. And also 1 kid pants and 1 kid shirt. It's the middle of summer, so I don't need to worry about, cold weather clothing. So Faulkner, if you could actually just start immediately working on that, what's your goal? What's your plan? Yeah, you're making pants. My man Faulkner making some pants here. That's what I need to see. Nicole failed at something. That's broadly fine. Yes, the refugees are here. I know we need colonist beds. We don't need a pen, I assure you. We are going to slaughter the turkey. Okay, it's that simple. How many stone blocks have we made? 150 in limestone. That's plenty. Plenty for what I need right now. So we're going to do a limestone wall from here, and then from here, and then we're going to start carving all of this out. So I've got a child, and they've got a small pair of hands that will do very well. Does my corridor need to be 3 in length? Absolutely not, but it just sort of pleases me to make it like that. And do my bedrooms need to be this big? Absolutely not. I have been criticized more than a few times for how, frankly, spoiled my colonists are with their bedrooms. But I will repeat again, colonists will basically put up with war crimes so long as you give them a wicked nice bedroom. They will put up with so much abuse if you give them a nice bedroom. So totally 100% worth it. So that's going to be a bedroom. And then I need, like, more beds. These people are sleeping on the floor. It's going to be a bit of an issue. So could we do... Mila, I really need some trees cut down. Could you maybe focus on that, please? In fact, let's take you... Plant cutting is, in fact, chopping trees down. Yeah, extracting trees. So why don't you be 2 on those things, all right? We haven't done the research bench properly. There we go. Tony Curtis and the kid are in here. Blissfully mining. I don't know if they're blissful at all, but they're going to be. What else was I going to do before I did any of those things that I just did? I don't remember. Pants are coming in. That's good. So if I can get these people dressed in nicer clothing, that'll be a big help. Okay, we've got 1 tree down. Yeah, Mila, I really need more. No, don't. Okay. Yes, I know about the ancient mech. Thank you. We'll deal with the mechanator later. Thank you for pointing it out, though. Mila, what are you doing? What are you getting down here? Oh, it's the turkey. Oh, we finally killed the turkey. Oh, good. About time we got that thing. Okay, back up to here. All right, Whitehead is doing the research bench. That's cool. Nicole, you're building... Oh, sorry, Nicole is building it. Whitehead was building the chair. All right, well, I think... I'm going to see how this goes. I'm going to pin Nicole to the research bench and just see how that kind of plays out. Because she will be there forever. She will never leave the research bench. We don't need to do dark study right now. Everything. Weirdly, I need psychoid brewing more than I need anything else. Which sounds a little silly. You're like, Dave, do you really need to prioritize drugs? I mean, drugs are your path to profit here in RimWorld. You're going to make a lot of money on that. It's Nicole. So Nicole has got the psychite dependency. She needs some sort of psychite on a fairly regular basis, or here's what's going to happen. She will fall into like a withdrawal coma, and she'll just be in a coma until we can get her some psychite. And then she does not become productive. She becomes unproductive, because then we're sucking up our time feeding her until we can get some psychite. So I've got a little bit left. And yeah, there we go. She's right in. Now, she's not very good at it, but she's going to be there literally forever, except to take a couple of breaks to play horseshoes. This is... I'm going to say it again, Nicole. You intrigue me now. This whole not sleeping, not eating thing. Even though you're terrible at things, you'll do them forever. And that kind of balances that out. Oh, I see Tony Curtis has fallen asleep in a cave. Typical. Am I right? Typical of Tony Curtis, falling asleep in a cave. These potatoes are ready. Mila, I know, Mila, I keep bouncing you around, and I'm sorry about that. I'm going to reprioritize you into just wicked plant stuff for right now, Mila, because that's food, and we kind of need that. We've got a degree of food. Ooh, also, with the new colonist, I should bump up the number of meals. So let's say there's 30. Ooh, cotton. Perfect. For anyone who doesn't want human leather pants, you could have some cotton pants, and that'll be nice, won't it? Have we done any shirts yet? Because I'd like to play dress up here. No. 2 pairs of pants done. Nothing on the shirt front yet. We are getting a little bit of wood put in, just enough to finish Mila's floor. Not ideal, but it'll do. All right, guys, I'm working on a bedroom for you, Tony Curtis. At any point, it's going to happen, kid. I vaguely I'd like to. Well, okay. Here's the deal, Tony Curtis. I don't know you very well. You did like movies and stuff. I would like to say that I'm going to promise you to get a bedroom and nice clothes put together for you. I really can't guarantee that. I'm kind of almost expecting you to betray me because I can't make you happy very quickly, and I'd certainly betray me if I couldn't make me happy very quickly. And Lord knows I try. Whitehead, what do you... Oh, you're having a meal. Okay. Oh, no, actually, you're feeding Omar. Hey, Omar, I haven't checked in on you lately. How's the whole Mike Tysoning you into loving us thing going? 8.6, and you're about to go down a little bit more. That's not bad. That's not bad. We could see you in a few game days. Maybe 7.5 now. Okay? Yeah, Nicole is just straining to figure out anything at all. But you will eventually get better. I mean, you don't have any kind of passion for it, so you're learning at a normal rate. No accelerated rate there, but I'm going to have a think about that. Between this episode and the next episode, I'm going to have a think about Nicole. Because she offers unique opportunities to just have somebody doing something literally forever. Never, ever stopping. Nicole, I'm also expecting you to betray me as well, but I'll kind of cope with that as it comes along. What do you think is the major problem now? Mila. Yeah, Mila's always a major problem, isn't she? Ugly environment. Yeah. Yeah, we live in dirt. What did you think was going to happen? We live in dirt. You don't want to be outside. We're going to have to temporarily be outside, Mila. Mila, many of these problems can be solved in time. Okay, you don't like going outside to do the gardening. Well, later we could move inside and do hydroponics, couldn't we, Mila? We could move inside and do hydroponics. Or just a growing field inside. I can put a sun lamp anywhere. So your problems are largely temporary, is what I'm going to tell you there, Mila. Your problems are largely temporary. And maybe if you just kind of muscled up about this, it wouldn't be such a big deal. I see, first of all, the kid has a tail and also is drawing on my floor. Kid with the tail, what are you? Oh, you're a Yiddikin. Okay. You got any good genes that I might rip out? Yeah, you're awful at mining. Too bad. Too bad. Do it anyway. Just do it, okay? Don't argue, kid. I don't want any sass from you. And, oh, there's visitors. They might have a few items to trade. It's probably just going to be heel, root, and pemmican, but somebody go talk to Zug. Hang on, Faulkner. You're actually good with the conversational stuff, right? Go talk to Zug over here. What does he got? Okay, he's got packaged survival meals. Actually, he's got a component. I'll take a component. No reason not to. Don't take any of my clothing. I need that for people. And don't take my short bow either. Actually, I could, if I bought some beer, it would kind of cheer people up a little bit. Oh, you've got a reinforced barrel. I don't need that now. But boy, am I going to need that later. I will also take your medicine. Oh, that's a lot of money to spend. But I'm really going to need that later. I'm just going to buy one. Just one of those, frankly. Didn't really want to spend 1,000 silver doing that. Geez, if you're going to spend the money, just get the packaged survival meals. It'll just be a little tiny bit of extra food and it won't go bad. Well, not for a long time anyway. Oh, did not want to spend that money. But again, I don't need this now and I'm probably not going to need it for a while. But when we get into mortars, I'll, research mortars and go, oh no, I don't have a reinforced barrel. What am I going to do? I can't shoot anyone with explosive shells from halfway across the map. Really, all the way across the map, because they go anywhere on the map, except in the very small radius where they can't shoot immediately near the mortars. Nicole, this research is wicked important to you. I hope you know that, because that's your drugs. That's all we're going to get going right now is a nice little bit of psychite tea. I wonder if I should just do the priest thing. If I do the priest thing, then that'll remove some negative debuffs here. I'd actually love it to be Nicole, because I think it would make a degree of sense. But no, Whitehead, you can be the voice of Mila. You love the blood feeder stuff. So you are going to be Binilux's. Anyway, you're going to be our moral guide. There you go. One moral guide for you. This will, again, it's not necessarily, it will technically cheer people up, but really what it's going to do is remove negative debuffs. So it's kind of a roundabout way to make people happy, but anything I can do to make people happy and not freak out. Tony Curtis is having a really bad day. Why is that? Is that because you're dead? And you haven't, been alive for a long time and nobody really remembers your movies much anymore? You were really good. You had a good style. Why are you so sad about life, Tony Curtis? Everything is wrong with you. Literally everything is wrong with you. Okie dokie. So we've got the priest thing done. Tony Curtis, because you are the saddest right now, I'm going to change your clothes. So Tony Curtis, come here. You can have those pants. And Tony Curtis is having a tantrum. Never mind, Tony Curtis has gone completely nutsoid. Well, I guess Faulkner's going to get your pants then. Okay, William Faulkner is going to wear Tony Curtis's pants because Tony Curtis is having a bit of a bad day. All right, and then also wear this shirt. Okay, one shirt. And then what else on your body is garbage? Nope, you're fine. Okay, so that takes care of one person's ratty clothing. And I think we made... Where's the kid? We made some human leather kid pants. I am putting human leather kid pants on the kid. What else is awful in your life? Probably your shirt. Yeah, your hat's terrible. All right, get rid of that. And you know what? Just take off your shirt. It's summer. It's the middle of summer. You're totally fine. Just take off your shirt. Okay? Don't even worry about wearing a shirt. You're a kid. Nobody cares. Tony Curtis, how's the tantrum going here? Oh, those are the visitors. Never mind. Those are the visitors. Wicked good work here, Mila, on the whole, cutting things down. Oh, Tony Curtis is attacking a potato. Wow. It's Monday morning. It's 9:10. Did not think I was going to say that. hang on, I gotta go, like, text Mrs. Dave and tell her that I just said Tony Curtis is attacking a potato. And violently, too, I might add. He's not playing with this. It's not like he's having a good time with the potato. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat up a potato. I'm wrecking this potato. Yeah, Tony Curtis, if you could stop being a complete doofus and just sort of, like, mellow out, now you're punching a wall. Okay. Or are you gonna go punch some meat? No, you've gotten over your thing here. Okay, now, hang on, now, would you like a nice pair of pants? Okay, now I can change your clothes. So go have those pants, and you've fallen asleep. Well, before you fall asleep, we'll replace locked apparel. Oh, is your shirt not bad? Oh, no, your shirt's fine. Okay, that take care of your ratty apparel. So, ratty apparel done, right? We've dealt with the tattered apparel? We absolutely have. Okay, wait, who's got tattered? Mila has tattered apparel. Mila, why did you put on William Faulkner's bowler hat? No, wait, that was the kid. The kid came in the bowler hat. Don't wear that. It's bad. I'll get you a nice bowler hat. You know, okay, Mila, for you, just for you, I will get you a nice bowler hat. Actually, hang on. Don't you want a specific hat for your thing? Yeah, the Divine Light Killer. You want a... Hang on, slow down there. You want a broad wrap. I actually have no idea if that's a hat or not. Is that a hat? Broad wrap. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. So you actually want one of those. Make two, because I bet you somebody's going to steal it. Like, oh, there's a broad wrap going for sale there. Except it's not for sale. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. And then Mila will be like, but no, I really wanted the broad wrap. Why did you take my broad wrap? Oh my god, I totally wanted a broad wrap. Now I got to make another one. Faulkner, the kid outside, falling asleep. Tony Curtis has fallen asleep. The power is out. Okay, Mila. I know you're praying. Could you please pray to refuel the generator? And I'd really love to get some more of these trees cut down. I'm lacking in wood here. I suppose I could just spin the kid over to that. I mean, the kid will do any grunt labor at this point. Nicole, painfully making her way through Psych IT research. I'm going to have a think about that, as I said. I did say it. I said it fairly recently. I'm going to have a think about that. I could just keep her on the research desk forever. And just nothing but research. She'll get really good eventually. I mean, where are you at now? Did you even go up a level? No, not quite. Not quite. But you're over halfway to level 4. Or any other grunt labor. Like, you're terrible at mining, but I could just make you mine day and night until you got better at it. Nicole, you present some interesting opportunities. I must say, some interesting opportunities. Mila, you're up, but you're having a bit of a freak out. What is the problem? Yeah, you're outside. I get it, kid. I get it. You're supposed to only be working at night, but then again, I keep kind of... Where are you going? Oh, you're going for a walk. In the blinding sunlight that you hate. Good move there, Mila. I do keep waking you up to do other things. You're not wrong about that. Mila's in a daze. Yeah, Mila's just gone completely nutsoid right now. Mila's just going to wander around. Hey, I guess it's better than punching a potato. Whitehead's in here doing some mining. Have you run out of things to do, Whitehead? I noticed you've gone back to bed. And Faulkner is... What's the last thing you... Oh, it's probably the broad wrap. Oh, no, it's a shirt. Okay, that's fine. A shirt is not a bad thing to have. And who am I missing here? Where's Tony Curtis these days? Tony Curtis is asleep. William Faulkner's doing his thing. The kid is doing something over here. I don't even know what. And Mila's having a complete freak out. Okay, this is fine. I can cope with many of the things I just said to myself there. Let me take a look at job priorities again. Could we be shuffling these around? Mila, I know you hate being outside. I get it. I really, really do. But if you could totally be outside all the time, that would be great. Okay. Whitehead is my best at construction. How much construction do I need right now? Not a lot. Could I spin one of the visitors over to just flat out plant cutting all the time? Probably yes, because I don't need... The tailoring is good, but I don't need it right now. We dealt with the things we needed to deal with. So William Faulkner is going to be my gardener. Mila, why don't you focus on cooking and also like things that are inside, basically. You can go back onto like hardcore crafting stuff. I don't think we're actually doing any smithing, but just in case we are, why don't you be on that? And that way you'll be outside less. And William Faulkner can go run my garden. Tony Curtis and the kid can be inside the mine, eventually carving out a bedroom for some of these people. I could just put down temporary sleeping spots, but I don't think that one way or another they're still going to say, oh, I'm sleeping on the floor, I hate it. So I'm not going to sweat that right now. Milo, when you snap out of it, I don't know, just do something. Omar, all of my hopes and dreams are pinned on you. How are you doing, kid? 5.0. Not bad. That's okay. I'm not even drinking your blood right now. You're welcome. By the way, Omar, you're welcome that I'm not drinking your blood. A lot of slag down here, a lot of stone down here. Okay, let's start to get... Tony Curtis has fallen asleep in the mine again. That is so typical. Whitehead, what is your mining these days? You've done a lot of mining. Still only 4. Okay, still only on the 4 thing. Now, if I can get these refugees wicked happy, they might even join us. They might offer to join us, which has pros and cons. The thing is, they're not going to believe in what we believe in. They're going to go to eat some human meat and go, I don't really like eating human meat. I don't believe this is a spiritual path. But everyone else is like, yeah, no, it's okay if you eat human meat and worship vampires and all sorts of things. And they're going to be like, I don't know if I'm into that. Hey, William Faulkner, what exactly are you into? Like, what's your gig? The Free Creed. Oh, boy. Diversity of thought exalted. Physical love free and approved. Hey, I get you, man. I understand. You see, you're just not into cannibalism. That's a problem. You find it abhorrent. We're chill with it. We don't care one way or the other. Like, yeah, you want to eat a person, that's fine. But you can not eat a person, too. Child labor is disapproved. That's unfortunate because I've literally sent that kid to work down in the mines. I get that child labor is disapproved. It's just I need the extra pair of hands. William Faulkner. So the kid is going to have to work down in the mine, whether the kid wants to or not. Okay, you want to eat? Let's put this real simple, William Faulkner. You want to eat? Okay, do you want to eat food? Because we have food. You would like to eat it, therefore you're going to provide me with some sort of service in exchange for the food. All right, and the kid is going to have to do the same thing. Where is the kid? He's asleep somewhere on the floor, probably. Okay, evaluate. This is actually just coming together here. So I'm going to optimistically try and put in some beds here. 2 of them for right now, and then I'll make more later. I'm doing all of this on the fly. I have no idea what my plan is here. I'm just trying to carve out bits of this mountain into some vague semblance of a gigantic bedroom, which is wholly unnecessary for people, but I'm going to do it anyway. People are looking at that bedroom. Experienced RimWorld players, which actually I am. More experienced RimWorld players are looking at this going, that is grossly too big. Oh no, we lost some human meat. Dang it! Why are we losing human meat? Oh, because we have no power. Ah, that is a problem. Hey, kid, could you go refuel the Whoozy McWhatsit there? Yeah, it's like 76 degrees in the freezer. If you could just go bang that out, kid, that'd be great. We're not getting geothermal anytime in the near future because Nicole is very, very slow at researching, and she's mostly focused on drugs right now. So more experienced RimWorld players will be saying this is grossly too big for a bedroom. You're right, it is. I don't need to be anywhere near this big. But I will reiterate, and I stand by this in RimWorld. Colonists will take a tremendous amount of abuse in exchange for a nice bedroom and a nice bed. You make them comfy, you get that luxuriantly comfortable thing in, and nice surroundings, that will offset, I didn't want to eat a human arm. Okay, it will offset that. People are going to be sad. They're like, oh my god, I ate human flesh. All I wanted was a place to stay for a few days. Me and Tony Curtis and the kid came over. We're like, can we just hang here for a bit? And they made me eat human flesh. I am sad about this. But I have a really nice bedroom, so I'm less sad than I was. When I'm vomiting up human flesh because I'm disgusted by it, at least I can crash out in a really cool bedroom. So I stand by that statement that other people will dispute. But hey, there's no one right way to play RimWorld, and there's no real wrong way to play RimWorld. Well, there is, actually. Make all of your colonists pyromaniacs and then set fire to something. That'll burn it down real quick. All right, let me evaluate. Let me kind of see where I'm at in this. There's a bunch of food. Okay, a bunch of food exists. I'd love to spin the kid over to maximum hauling for a little bit. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Just temporarily, I'm going to put the kid on max hauling. So just do nothing but hauling. Back off of everything else. Just to get the food moved inside. Now the freezer is back up and running. So yeah, it's down to 39, 41 in there. It is the middle of summer. It's very, very hot out, so I'm not surprised we're struggling to keep that thing cold. I could put another freezer unit in there, or maybe double wall it, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get through it slowly enough. Tony Curtis finishing out the last of the mining here, and then working on some other stuff. I'm concerned about the refugees, because I don't think I can make them happy enough fast enough for them to not betray me. We'll see how that goes. I'm intrigued by Nicole. She will never stop. She's terrible at everything, but she won't ever stop being terrible, which has its advantages. And Omar will be on side fairly soon. You're already down to 2.3. You give me a couple more game days with Omar and he's going to be on board. One more time, Omar, remind me like your thing. Yeah, you have a broad range of skills. Oh, what? A meteorite. Okay, I can cope with that. That's fine. Yeah, you actually have you're actually probably, Omar, one of my most talented colonists. You just can't do animals or talk to people. Apart from that, you have a very broad range of skills, so you'll be very welcome. But that's yet another bedroom that we're going to need. But I think the path to carve into the mountain is beginning in earnest. Okay, you know what? That is actually way too big a bedroom. Hang on. Just back that off a tiny little bit there. There we go. That's a sensible bedroom size. Not real good, but it is sensible enough. Guys, that's probably an excellent place to call it. On RimWorld for today, our little blood cult, well, it's getting very, very interesting around here is what I'm going to say. Do please keep the comments coming in. Let me know what you're thinking of this. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. You know what, kids? I'm the camp counselor who's going to teach you the truth. All right? None of this mamby-pamby kumbaya nonsense. All right? We're learning the truth here. The truth is death and disappointment and theft. Basically, I did the theft. Everything else is on you. Robot, how do we rescue you? I don't know how to rescue you. I'm also not sure I ever knew you were a woman. So once again, the fish are on fire, and you're on fire. Isabella is in fact on fire. The YouTube Awards ceremony for the best YouTubers of the time. I think this may be a mild exaggeration. I look like I'm paralyzed with fear and or hunger up on stage there.